let's move on to our next meeting. Consent agenda, approval of minutes.
Oh, wait, I gotta call B.
Oh, you call B? Okay. When you get her.
There was one proofreading thing in there where it was both a unanimous and a vote listed, and so
Oh,
I
I'll
think
fix
the
it.
vote was correct. So,
Okay, I'll fix it.
we ready for a motion here?
Oh, yeah,
Do I have a motion?
Yeah, move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor? All right. Business, action items, set budget hearing, June 17th. We explained that.
We are legally required to have a budget hearing where we go over our budget for the year, and so that would be what I would recommend. And then we also have the auditor's report.
No,
Not this, at the same time, but that's another requirement that we'll have to meet before the
Yeah.
end of this, before we deconsolidate completely. That's part of the process.
Okay.
This will just be a budget hearing for our new district.
And are we okay with that date?
has to be that date.
Oh, it has to be that date,
It's during your regular board meeting in June.
which is a Wednesday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
is our board meeting in June on the 17th? Okay.
And so if anything were to arise that would complicate anything for us in that meeting, how much time do we have before we have like a deadline in law to publish?
Do you want me to answer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm going to use my CAMI expertise.
Okay.
So I got my notice today in the mail that I have to send to Lewis County. I haven't got Idaho counties yet, but I expect it to come in the next couple days, saying when the budget hearing is. So you have to get that submitted. It is always at the June meeting. Yep.
And we already approved that, would we have to approve it? I'll take a motion.
I make a motion that we set the budget hearing for June 17th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approval of bids.
I'm gonna have Ty speak to a couple of these. So I asked Ty to look into the cost of fencing in gyms for a few reasons, primarily safety. And we currently have lots of paraprofessionals working with students primarily because we are afraid they're going to run. And paraprofessionals cost more than a fence. So I thought maybe it would be a good use of funds if we looked into fencing. And so we have two bids from fence companies. Ty, would you speak to that for me, please?
Yes. So, get my stuff together here. So I've got two bids. I got one from Camus Fence, which is a local company here. Their price is $15,788. That takes the fencing, it closes in the corner where the backstop was on the field, goes from the corner of the field over and ties into the elementary building. And then it goes from the other corner of the elementary building and ties into the new gym, which would completely fence our whole premises. And there would be a 20-foot rolling gate on Court Street where they drop off and pick up for bus time. So during that time, they could open it, kids could do their thing, and it's closed. The one over on Idaho Street would just be opened as needed, but otherwise that funnels all traffic through the main doors by the office.
So just to clarify, there's going to be a fence from the new gym, the 25-year-old new gym, to the
Junior high wing.
junior high wing. There's like a little
Correct.
concrete bench there. It'll go to that, basically.
Well,
He'll hit the building.
He'll hit the building.
It's not gonna go to the wall because then we've got to step the fence and change it and stuff. So what it would do is it would go to before where that bench is and then just return into the building. So
Okay.
that bench would just kind of be in its little alcove.
Okay.
So-
We can use school modernization money for this because it is a safety upgrade, a big safety upgrade, and even today, we have people just walking onto the playgrounds with their dogs, or just, none of that should be happening. That is not safe, so.
Yeah, it's something that's kind of been on my radar for several years, and I think we really need to get it done. So anyway, the quote from Camus Fence was $15,788.
I have that one here in my
The
stack.
quote from Clearwater Fence, and I'll explain to you why the difference in the cost. The one from Clearwater Fence, which is based out of Lewiston, is $21,902. It's for the same fencing, but Camus Fence intends on, instead of boring and setting their post in concrete, which is standard, they would drive the posts, and they're I think they're 6.5 foot post or whatever, chain link. Chain link isn't gonna catch wind, they're still gonna be good and solid, but that would allow them to be right up next to the sidewalk and not have the concrete setting them back. It would cause less issues with sprinkler lines and things like that as well. And so that's the difference in the two. The issue with Camus Fence is, he said or if he can't squeeze this in and do it, probably by the end of April, he may not be able to do it because he's planning to move to Montana. We've had them do work for us before, and they do a good job. I feel confident with either company, but that's the reason for the difference in the cost. Yes, sir.
So what's the difference in longevity? I mean, if you sink a galvanized post into concrete, it's not going to get any, I mean, it'd be there forever, right?
Correct.
If you drive it into the ground, it's going to be subject to,
It could be.
have we got any experience? Have you done it this way before?
I have not.
Okay.
That was just what Camus Fence, he explained to me why they have that. And I have not. Most of the ones that I've always seen are set in concrete. But I do understand the reasoning for it and not interfering with sprinkler lines and stuff. The posts that the gates would be on, I would still have them set in concrete. But the others, a chain link fence really doesn't catch any wind. It's just, I think it probably would be fine, but I don't personally have experience in that. Yes, sir.
Have we used either contractor before?
We have used Camus Fence. He did some fencing for us down there by the First Christian Church. Did a good job, nice guy. The other company I have not. I called, and the other company that Clearwater Fence was also recommended to me by the guy that has Camus Fence if his timeline wouldn't work for us. But anyway, I've called Lucky Acres Fence down in Lewiston before for jobs and had them do things for us. They're no longer in service, and so when I called Lucky Acres, it automatically rolled over to Camus Fence, so or Clearwater Fence, excuse me. So that's all I know about the two companies. I think either one of them would be fine.
How old is that fence that they did before?
The one that Camus Fence did,
Yeah, they put it in, how long has it been there?
it was last summer, I believe.
Last summer? Okay,
Yeah.
so we don't really
Yeah,
have a
I mean,
feel for,
I don't know if you know how to do chain link fence, you know how to do chain link
Yeah.
fence. I don't think there's any issues there. But, and then we've had them build a gate or two and different things. But I don't know if their timeline's gonna work to be able to get it done within April. Because of students and
So,
things like that.
right,
as
so you
well.
said this can be taken out of the,
I think it can come out of modernization money.
and we have the funding?
Oh, yes.
I think it makes sense to do it right and build one that's gonna last for many, many years. I know it's
I'm good with that.
$6,000
Peace of
difference, so I
mind.
don't wanna take this lightly.
Yeah.
And Ty is on the agenda to speak to the city about the variance and all of that
I
stuff.
did that on Monday.
Okay, good.
And the city gave their blessing on it. Up on the intersection of B Street and Court Street, they have what's called a vision triangle at intersections, so a car can see to turn the corner. it does encroach on that vision triangle, but it's chain link fence, and they didn't see a problem with it. One portion of that fence has been there for 50 years probably, at least. We're just tying into that corner and actually moving back about 8 feet from Court Street where it used to be, or where it currently is, so they can still have a place to push stones.
So I'm assuming that either of these contractors, if they hit a sprinkler line, they're not responsible, or how does that
Right,
work?
we're gonna have to have, we'll fix the sprinkler line or whatever, which isn't a huge.
You don't expect a big expense in that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Now, are we supposed to pick the lowest one? though? Is
No,
that-
you pick what,
Okay.
they're not the same product exactly. You
Yeah.
can pick
Okay.
which
What do you guys
method you're.
think?
I mean, I think we ought to do it right for sure. And if this fellow is moving to Montana, are you gonna have any service? I mean, is he gonna,
Yeah, that I don't.
I mean,
know. He's
if-
been here for quite a number of years, but.
right, but if he's,
Once he leaves, I
was like,
don't,
I'm not
yeah,
calling
it'd be tough,
Tell Tyler.
yeah, I think that would be an issue as well.
yeah.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept Clearwater Fences LLC bid for the fence at Jim's
In the amount of, please, for the.
on the amount of 21,902.
Second.
Further discussion? A lot more peace of mind with this route. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, moving on to Jim's, gym ductwork and cleaning.
So we have had that gym for 25 years, and apparently we've cleaned those ducts one time, maybe in 25 years. They are filthy. I don't know if anybody saw when we were down there for the meeting with the State Department, but I looked up and the top of those babies were black. And so we just thought we would figure out how much it would cost us to clean the vents, which really needs to be done. We got 2 bids. I will let Rick talk about this.
Alright, so, I called in Straws Duct Service, we've used them before in the past. And, I also called in BNF? Yeah, it was BNF Duct Services, we've not used them in the past. So I wanted to get, these are the 2 major guys that are here in this valley. And, when I got hold of, BNF, they came out super professional, gave us the bid, went over everything with them, top to bottom, did the locker rooms, talked about the locker rooms, talked about the outside of the ducts and the inside of the ducts, obviously. And, he gave us his quote, and I believe they have a copy of that.
It was in their packet.
I couldn't find the price on that.
Yeah, I couldn't see the price either.
It's, on this page right here, it says $9,680.
There's also an additional 3,000 something for a total of 13,000.
You need that additional on there?
Yeah, it should be on there, that's because it's the inside and the outside
Big
of the
difference.
duct, so you broke it down into 2.
I mean, obviously, we don't have to clean out off the outside if you don't. I'm just kidding.
No, we really want that.
Okay.
Because once they get up there,
Oh, yeah, that's-
$13,552.
What was the total? Okay.
Could you give me that?
And the other bid is 64,000?
Yes.
Am
Yeah,
I
let's
reading
get
that
that.
right?
yes, the other bid is 64,000, that's a massive difference in that. Let me fill you in a little bit, because you're gonna wanna know why. So the other company, Strauss Company, he's a good guy, don't get me wrong. But they're not as advanced. So there's special tooling needed because of this gym. This gym has a steel ductwork gym. You see it when you walk in. So it's not a soft ductwork gym. So what they have to have are special gates, they call them, for every vent in order to create the suction they need to clean them. So it's how they do in hospitals and stuff of that nature. And so BNF is the innovator of these tools. They create them. They put them on the internet. Companies like Strauss have to buy through them. So BNF already has these tools, and they're very expensive. They're well over $30,000 just for the tools. So he would have had to have, Strauss would have had to have purchased these tools. And, yeah, that's a pretty big additional cost in comparison. So, not only that, he was very skeptical about the time frame that his crew could do it in. He told me that he asked me if he could do it during the summer. I said it would have to absolutely be done during the summer. And he said, good, because I'll probably need the whole summer. And I looked at him and I was like, 3 months? And he said, oh yeah, for sure. Well, B&F is going to be about 2 weeks. So I was like, wow, because they're going to bring in a giant crew to do it. They're a very large company. They'll bring in a big crew. And so I was just like, man, this. So he got me the bid. When he did, I looked at that and I was pretty. There was really nothing to say.
So you have a clear recommendation about.
I have
what
a
we
very
should
clear
do.
recommendation. We have used straws in the past, but we've used them for basic stuff. And he gave us a decent price because it was basic. This is an advanced system. Even though it's 25 years old, but it's a very advanced system. And so it requires, and it's very high off the ground, so it requires it requires a lot of hands. So B&F is more equipped to do this, obviously, very well equipped to do this.
And I would say this cannot come out of school modernization money, but it can come out of student-occupied building funds. And since that will be one of the funds that Mr. Martinez and I create separate spreadsheets for and divide by the correct percentages, we do have the money to do this. And I would recommend we don't have a fire or...
Well, can I show you just a quick picture real quick?
Please do.
I'll walk through and show you guys. This is the inside of the ductwork in the boys' locker room. You can see the dust building up. It's 25 years of dust. It's never been cleaned before, ever, in the history of its existence. It's just a buildup of dust throughout the whole entire system.
I don't plan to continue to bring new ideas to spend money all the time, but since you put me in this position and I see things that need to be fixed, then I will tell you so that we don't get a problem that's bigger than this.
We did get this building, tried to get this building bid through straws 3 years ago. And then, it's before now, it was in 22. I had straws show up and I do this building, Jim's building, the ductwork that's under the buildings, in the multipurpose room, up here in the cafeteria, the gym one. We had all these cleaned, CV, we had it all cleaned. That was the only building that we did not because he didn't really give me a good quote for that. Said he would get back to me, he didn't, we blew it off. Now it needs to get done. So if we can get this done, we'll be in good shape because I've checked all our other ducts that they did 4 years ago, and they're in great shape as of right now. So
Well, and I just think the board ought to know, this is not a bid, this is an estimate.
Right, correct.
And it's a time and material job, which means he's saying it might cost $64,000, but if it takes me an
Exactly.
extra month,
Yep.
it might be $84,000.
yeah, that's exactly right.
And we'd be obligated for it, so I think a bid versus an estimate is
Yeah.
two different animals.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you about that part of it, where that too. I was like, wow, you can't do that. Yeah. So B&F, they're a super professional outfit. They're
I make a
massive.
motion.
They
Let's
do
make a motion.
hospitals all day long. They're just set up with them, so they
Perfect.
know what they're doing.
I
I
make-
think it's an easy decision, but yeah.
I make a motion that we go with B&F PowerVac for $13,552 for the GEMS gym ductwork cleaning.
I'll
This,
second.
every building we have,
Oh.
all duct systems will all be cleaned on everything we have.
Oh, it's not just GEMS?
No, it's just gyms. Everything
No,
else is done.
it's
That's
just
a
Just that
gyms,
gym.
But I'm
Okay.
saying like, we're staying on top of everything that we have now, and nothing looks like this now.
Okay.
Once this is done, everything is super clean within the building.
Perfect.
Great,
We have a
thank you.
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor?
I
Aye.
did have one other question.
Oh.
Is
Yes.
any
More
of that
discussion.
expense reimbursable or?
No, this
it's
is
not?
just
Okay.
maintenance. This is
I'm trying to
yeah.
figure out which one.
I wish that it were, but we do have funds to do it, so I think the good use of money is to take care of the stuff we have.
Is there no
Yep.
price on this?
All in favor?
It's on page
Aye.
3 pages in.
GHS roof?
This is again, Mr. Reuter, but I will go over this. So we have faced some challenges with our roof. I think anyone who's been in our gym in a rainstorm knows we have a place that likes to leak. We asked Mr. Wassmith to fly drones. Mr. Reuter got up there. We've done lots of things to figure this out, so I appreciate everybody's work. And so we had a company come in and look, and I'll let Mr. Reuter speak to the options we have here.
So where's
Okay.
where's the total?
So the
This is
company
one
that we had
option.
come look
This
at
is one
it,
option.
at
We're
this
gonna go with
is
this one.
called Trimco.
Oh,
They were a company that was recommended by McKinstry. If you recall, last fall, we teamed up with McKinstry. McKinstry is more set up for doing mechanical type stuff, heating, HVAC stuff, lighting, stuff like that. Not so much for roofing, and so they sent this guy to come look at us. He was very professional. I assume you have the same package in there. Okay, so we have two issues that we were looking at. The number one area was the barrel roof gym. He's got it broken down by some different prices. And he said the barrel roof is actually, he said we've still got another 3-4 years before we really need to be concerned about that. That one, it's an estimate. There's a $670,000 to $800,000 quote. Part of that has to do with the material they use and the warranty. There's a 15 or 20-year warranty, and what they find once they get into it, if there's some unknowns. Like I say, that one is he said 3-4 years before we really need to be concerned about it. But the one we really need to be concerned about is Area 7. That's the metal roof repair, which is on the 2-story part of the high school. So what his plan is there is they would get in there with boom lift, and the problem is when that roof was done, the metal roofing comes down, there's no overhang past the eave. It's just right there, and it's mastic and sealant and stuff that seals that up. Well, over the years, that long sheets of roof, it expands and contracts and eventually broke that seal. And so we get periodic leaks. It doesn't leak all the time. It depends on wind and how the rain's coming and stuff. And so what his plan is there is to completely detach that eave, lift those sheets up, put some kind of a piece under there that extends out to give it the overhang that it needs, redo the mastic and the sealant, and put it back down, as well as taking care of one area where we did have a leak on the gym. He would put that in with this. The total cost on that, he's figuring $25,000. That's something that needs to be done. We've been having issues with that second-story roof for years. The roof itself is fine. It's the eaves that are the problem. So
you're gonna add a drip line.
basically,
Right.
it just brings it out and drops it into the gutter instead
Right.
of being right at the eave where it can siphon back uphill and leak.
Right,
So,
makes sense.
yeah. So I was pretty happy with that cost. And then, like I say, the barrel roof, that would be an overlay. But we don't have to do that right at this moment. But if we're gonna get on their schedule for this summer, we're gonna have to get on their schedule soon, or schedules fill up.
And did we ask for another bid, or was this,
This was the only company that McKinstry gave us.
okay.
Yeah,
We can go and look for another company, I don't know.
These are this is a
Well,
reputable
and-
company?
Reputable company, yes.
yeah, McKinstry, and that's why we picked them, is because they have these contractors that are already pre-qualified, and I guess at that point, you can say, yeah, we'll take them, because they've already proven themselves.
So what about it says bonds and permits not required. Is that a bid bond he's talking about? And
Probably,
are we requiring a bid bond?
I think typically we probably do, but I don't know, I guess, I'll try to look back at the contract for when we had the roof done down at Clearwater Valley High School and find out if that was required. I'm not sure.
And what about permits? Is that a big deal here or
Typically a huge deal.
in the city?
You have to get a city permit.
Yeah, just have to get a permit.
State
from the
permit?
city, and it's,
City.
and they look at the, it's based on a percentage of the total cost, I believe, and they do a plan check and stuff, but this is still less money than how we've done it before when we went and hired an architect to oversee the whole thing. Now, it's more in-house because of McKinstry
Yeah.
recommending the company. So,
So when do we get the next, I know we got a 10-year allocation of money from the state for building,
That's it.
that's it, but when is the 10th year up?
We just got it last year, so we're just fresh into this.
So we got 8 years left?
But we could spend it all tomorrow or.
No, right, I know we can do that, but if we spend it all tomorrow, we're not gonna be having any more of these discussions. So,
I think it's important to know that we spend quite a bit of time and money fixing the leaks that are running from the roof into the building, and then just randomly a classroom just have water falling through the ceiling because we don't ever know when that rain's gonna come in through roof 7 and under the eave, and then we just have constantly.
yeah, I'm not talking about 25,000, I mean, I'm talking about 670 to 8.
oh, to do the barrel.
Well, I mean, look, the only consideration I think we ought to think about is inflation. That's the price this year, that's not the price 5 years from now.
That's valid.
And, you know, we've got the money sitting there earning 3.5%. So the question is inflation going to be higher on materials and labor over the next, 4 or 5 years versus the 3.5%
Well,
we're earning in interest?
We are I don't know, but we do earn 4%, about 4% on our invested monies, and that is an invested money, and we will continue to earn interest on it as long as we keep it. So I know inflation is a real thing, but,
Okay, I don't know, I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I don't
you should
think-
ask. That's a good
There's really
question.
no answer, because we don't know what inflation is going to be.
No, we don't.
But if you listen to Jerome Powell today and the Federal Reserve and his monthly talk after the Federal Reserve meeting, they're expecting inflation. Our inflation came in hotter this month, and it came in at an average of about 5.5%.
yep.
So, I mean, it could, I'm just,
I would recommend that if
Thinking
you
ahead.
choose not to do it now, that you revisit it every year and make a decision about whether it's the right time or not the right time, even if this isn't the time right now.
makes sense.
I would prefer to fix it so we don't have to repair damage every year.
No, I think the 25,000. I mean, if you don't have a drip lip on a metal roof, it's just. I mean, it's probably not either not designed well or not built right, one or the other. But we're stuck with it. So this is actually a cheap fix because otherwise you replace the roof, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think we need to take action.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you want?
I'll make a motion that we accept a bid from.
Tremco?
Yeah, Tim Trimco for $25,000 to, including materials, labor, and equipment to do the metal roof repair retrofit on Area 7 of gyms. Is that
GHS.
specific enough?
GHS.
It's the high school, got it, thanks.
Do we have
GHS.
a second?
I'll second it.
Further discussion? Now, we could pick all three or
Yeah,
2
that's
out
what I
of
was-
3, or, I mean, it doesn't matter.
You could.
Yeah, is this the time?
They're fully separate.
Well, do we need to do the low slope restoration? Is that gotta be done?
They're not too bad. He felt pretty good about those. They're actually newer than.
300,000.
The barrel roof would probably be
Number 2.
the second.
I gotta go through all my papers, because I already looked at that, but.
Would be the library and the area where the barrel roof meets the.
Connie, what's the balance in that fund?
Okay, so you do have a motion on the table. In the
Modernization.
I know, you gave me the paper, I just got it buried here in the rest of these papers.
$4,987,656, but only part of that's ours.
Yeah, we get 72% of
Right,
that.
72% or 82%?
72.
72%. So the question I guess I would ask is, what else do you
Yeah,
see
what's
on
the
the
priority?
horizon?
We have a 10-year plan that should have been adopted last year by this school board. It's over in the district office. If anyone would like to see the 10-year plan, we were required by the state to have someone come in, look over our facilities and help us create that. So that does exist. If we want me to bring it to the next meeting so we can look through it, I'm happy to do that. Or if anybody wants to stop by and take a gander.
I mean, do you think we should do the low slope restoration? Or that's what, yeah,
That's the least important.
that's the least important.
So
Okay.
you either are going to go for the overlay barrel, that's the one that's second most important.
Okay.
But the low slope restoration, while not as expensive, it is not the most important choice here.
And we're addressing
So I
it,
guess-
this at this point in time, because this is probably our biggest priority in all the buildings.
Yes.
This is our biggest
So
priority,
We have a motion and a second on
just the 25.
on just the
25,000.
25, and so we could then
You can amend-
continue, well, do we want to amend that?
No,
No.
you cannot amend the
Or we
emotion.
can vote it
You need to
down.
vote on it.
Well,
Right,
or
and I-
we
and I-
can
and I
do
guess-
that, and then we can have
I
a
guess my-
second motion?
Yes, you could
Yeah.
have a second motion.
Yeah, my comment would
So-
be
Vote for this.
that we need to do this, that's gotta be done, we need to get that done. Then I would like to see the 10-year plan, and I would like to see of the next 9 years, what's estimated to have to be repaired and replaced, and look at how much money we have versus how much we think those repairs are gonna cost. And once we know that, then we can make an intelligent decision. Otherwise, we're just sitting here, gonna allocate 800,000 or whatever the amount is, not knowing that we could get 5 years from now and have no money to do any additional repairs.
My recommendation is just the $25,000 thing at this
That'd be
today.
great. So in light of that, are you ready for a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
And if we can.
And
Bea,
the
did you
10-year
vote?
plan on-
let's
Bea,
put that
you
10-year
wait.
plan.
I did, I said
On
aye.
the agenda?
She
Yep,
said
I'll bring it.
Okay,
10-year
thank
plan.
you.
I'm gonna write some things.
All right.
Can we put that on the agenda
Yep.
for next
I'm
time?
doing it right
Okay,
now.
thanks.
Next, negotiation team?
So,
This-
hang on a second, so do you just want that under, informational items,
Next time, yeah.
the 10-year plan?
Mhm.
Thank you.
This is you guys need to decide who will be on the negotiating team with, I assume, whomever your superintendent is. Probably, we'll do it before the end of June, so me, and probably Carrie will be on that team because she is our HR person, and then Connie will be there, and maybe Jordan. So it just needs to be two of you so we can have a conversation, work with the CIEA, and figure out what we want to do for next year.
So we're just
You don't need
negotiating.
a motion, I just need to have two names.
How often are the meetings? Or how many?
If we can get it done in a reasonable amount of time, then I would say once a week, maybe for 2 or 3 weeks.
We only had like 3 last time, didn't we? It wasn't too bad.
And it usually starts when?
Yeah. So are you guys,
I'd be okay helping out on that one.
Thank you.
Bee's in.
Okay?
I did it last year, I can do it again if nobody wants to be a part of it.
I mean, I'm new here, so I'm still learning a lot about the ropes, but I would really like to spend some time on curriculum, and I'd be happy to let somebody else do this.
I can do it. I
Okay.
can-
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks,
So
Tyler.
be,
Yep.
Can I just make one comment, just so you guys all know? I will be posting for this as a quorum of trustees. So Bea and Tyler will sit at the table, but you guys are more than welcome to sit in the audience and watch, because it will be posted that way.
Right,
Okay?
great.
Okay, thanks, Bea.
moving on, approval of town hall meetings. If we want to do that.
Tyler,
Other
what
options?
was the date that you said that the Republican women wanted us to come to that meeting? Did you have a date on that when you mentioned
It would be
it?
the Central Republican Party,
Central Republican Party.
Melissa sent
or Central,
dates she's
what
not
is that?
available.
Central Idaho Republican Party or something like that?
Let's see, Idaho County Republican Central Committee.
There you go, thank you.
Thank you. They didn't contact me. I just want to
So-
make sure we get them.
So I just talked to Corey Cool to see if that would be an option. He said it probably would be.
Okay.
I would assume you're very familiar with that group, right? Roy?
I'm on the committee, so,
Well, then, I mean, I would think if you.
no, listen,
you and
what I think we should have a regular open public town hall meeting for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we don't get a lot of people here, and maybe we won't get a lot of people there, but I think we at least need to make the effort. And
Yep.
I told Amanda that I'd be willing to go and help in any way I could, and I've been approached by by your group,
Lions Club.
the
Lions Club.
Yep. And I think we could go to maybe the Elks and some others if we wanted to go do that.
What I would like to do, just like you're saying, I would like to do our town hall meeting first, interact with the community, and then once we kind of consolidate all our thoughts, then go to these other groups and go with that. So, in light of that, is there a time that we want to have a town hall meeting?
Well, we're running out of time because,
We
you
need to do
know,
it soon.
I mean, we got to make a decision now and kind of follow through, and we're already behind the 8 ball. But
So we
I
should
agree with plenty of
do,
time, though.
really, by the first part of April, we should have a town hall.
I agree.
So is there a good time for everyone?
I would recommend we do it somewhere in the week of the 6th, 7th, or 8th, or 9th in there, not the week of spring break, because I don't think we'll have as much turnout when people are gone. But if we wait until that week, and just so you are aware, we're working on the presentation. We've had Mr. Farmer came in, and we discussed what we thought should be in it, and we are going to have a meeting again on Friday with the office staff to work on it. So we will have a PowerPoint presentation with some stuff that we've decided would be helpful.
Right. Now, what, just so you know, I've got a vacation scheduled from the 7th to the 14th. So I can do it anytime except that.
How about the 6th?
Otherwise, if I
Does the
want to
6th work for you?
stay, if I want to stay
Does
married.
6 work for you?
Yeah, the 6th,
Monday the 6th?
the 6th should work.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, what time?
that works for me.
B, does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay, what time?
Now, I don't really care, but Amanda, were you saying that that's not optimal?
No, well,
because-
that's fine. That's absolutely
Okay,
fine.
all right, great.
That's the first one. We'll decide for if we need another.
Well, what
6
would be
o'clock.
best, 6 or, well, I think we're only going to do it, we're not going to do a town hall meeting in Whitebird, we're not going to do one anywhere else, so we need to let people have a little bit of time to drive. So maybe 6:30, I mean.
I'm not opposed to having one in Whitebird if that is what you feel
Well,
like we should
I don't
do,
know
but.
that I don't know that we need to, but I'm just saying,
I'm-
I would like to encourage people to drive up.
So
and be a
6:30,
part of it.
is that what you're requesting? 6:30 is
6:30?
great.
Yeah,
Should we-
6:30 would be fine.
Can we do it here at,
6:30.
here so we can have a large
The
audience?
Grangeville High School
Yep,
Library? Okay.
yep.
I will
be
post for that tonight.
Is there any other date you want to set up, or is that the only one you want to set up now?
I'd like to just see how that goes.
Okay,
Okay,
So-
I'm fine with that, I mean,
And then on your other meetings, if you like the Lions Club and the Republican one, Central one, if only 2 of you go, I don't need to post for that.
so we
Okay.
can just travel around.
two board
like a-
members and plus Amanda?
She does
yeah,
not
2 board
count.
members.
Okay,
I don't
actually, that's
count.
what I wanted
She
to-
doesn't
well-
get a count in that
So like,
lot.
probably you and I would go
You
to
do
Yeah,
count.
that'd be
You don't
fine.
get a count, that's
Committee.
fine.
That'd
I
be
don't
great.
care if I don't count.
I guess you and I could go to the Lions one.
I
Yeah, you
would
guys
like-
could
What
do the
about-
line.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I would recommend if you have an affiliation with a group that you would be someone who was part of that conversation. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
that just makes sense.
yeah.
What about making some 1-minute long videos that are shared on social media?
I am happy to work on that if we want to work on each. So what we have going right now is we're trying to make the slides not very detailed, but we could just have 1-minute videos on each idea, on each slide, like why this is. I'm happy to work on that. And we should be getting some information on the website. Michael is going to be around, and I think he's going to work with me to get the website up to get that information out this next week. So that should be a big thing, and we'll start pushing them out. I got my first video today from a club, and so every club is making a video about what their club brings to the school. Not about a levy, just about why they love what they do at GHS or at GEMS.
Okay, so, and I offered to try to make an attempt to explain
Mm-hmm.
the audit.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Is it on? Can we do that?
I mean, it's not on the agenda specifically. Can't do it?
What exactly are you wanting to talk about?
The audit.
Well, I mean, I
Where are
think
we
there's
on this
been
agenda?
a lot of angst among the public, at least the ones that I've talked to, that, you know, maybe the financial situation is not what's reported, and we can't understand it, it's too complex.
Okay, so that's not an agenda item tonight.
Okay?
But
Okay,
we'll put it on our next
Yeah,
agenda.
Okay.
just tell,
That'd be
That's
great.
fine.
let Tyler know what you want the agenda
How,
item to
how would
be,
you like
and
that?
We'll put it on there.
How would you like that written?
Yeah, how do you want it written?
well, I think it would just be an explanation of the audit along with the financial, I mean, it's,
Could it be under the financial report?
It
Yes,
could be.
let's do it there.
it could be,
Okay,
yes.
That'd
perfect.
be great.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll
All
just.
right.
we'll
And
put
I'd be
on-
happy to explain it. I mean, look, I'm not
so
an
that's
expert
already
in
on
school
there.
accounting, but
But that
I've
can't be
done
the-
enough of
the
it that I
little
think I
subcategory
understand
under the
this.
financial report.
Let's put that financial, or the normal financial report Connie gives is in Mountain Views. Let's put this financial report in Grangeville's.
Yep,
Great.
So are we saying we won't hear that until the April meeting?
Ooh, yeah,
Correct.
is that gonna
So
be a
I'm
little
just,
late?
I'm just saying I'd like trustee Farmer to be able to have that and have us have a discussion about it prior to the road show, but if that's
Wait,
possible.
can you
I mean-
present that
Do you
at
wanna-
the April 6th
I mean,
town
look,
hall?
I think
That
this
he
is.
will, but I think he wants to,
This
I
is
think he wants
inter-
to practice.
to me, this is integral to the levy.
yeah.
True.
I mean, people,
That's true.
people
That's
are
true.
saying that, you know, the financial reports are unintelligible. I've even had people come to me and say,
gross.
What do you got?
why don't we just do a different kind of accounting?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this method of accounting is, and actually, they're right, it's ridiculous. But it's what we're stuck with if we want federal and state money. We don't want federal and state money, we can do anything we want. But
Yes.
I'm assuming everybody here wants the federal and the state money.
Can we-
If you want to get paid, so we have to, but I think I can explain this at least. I would like to make an attempt to explain it. I think I understand it. I don't know if I can explain it to everybody else. I would give it my best shot.
Okay.
But anyway, if it's not on the agenda and it's
I'm
not
putting it
permitted,
on the agenda for Grangeville.
okay?
I just lost the.
That'll be
anyway.
kind of the end of April, is that?
Yeah,
Mid-
I know.
It'll
It's,
be April.
You can practice on me and then we'll get it out on the road show. It'll be fine.
well, you and I have been practicing on each other for
That's-
quite some
yes,
time
we
on
have.
this
Well,
stuff.
and April 6th, you'll definitely be presenting that. kind of
Okay,
stuff.
all right.
I
Okay.
lost contact with B. Just so you know for
Okay,
your
let me
notes.
fix my agenda.
I'll try again, but
All right, so we're good with
Are you trying to call her back?
Thanks for calling.
Okay.
any other comments on the levy or options or anything that we need to discuss?
No,
if
We can kind of work a lot of that stuff
ahead.
behind the scenes.
if
but
you need
there's
help
only
with
two of
videos,
us.
let me know.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion, I think it's about the level of trust in the numbers and in what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I guess if I can read what I passed out earlier to the board, yes or no? You said I couldn't do it
what
in
do
an
we-
executive session, Tracy.
You're right, I did say that, but
You-
does that, what you want to read
I'm-
in front of the board?
I just would like to,
pertains-
I would like to just explain this to the public.
But
Is it
that
about the
not-
townhouse?
It doesn't pertain to a town hall meeting.
Okay,
Maybe in
But
the
it does have to do with the
end.
levy.
It does have
Can
to
you
do with
talk
the
about it?
levy.
And it is
Other
a,
levy option.
yeah, this is an option he
Can
has.
Can he talk in the public discussion?
Oh, yeah, well, it's supposed to
Can I
pertain-
sign up? Can I sign up?
That's
Can I
also
sign up
supposed
for
to
that?
pertain to the agenda. When we
Whatever. I'm
It
happy to
does
do it. I
pertain
think,
to the
I just think
agenda,
it's
yes.
important to understand. I mean, look, I think it's one thing to tell people what we're gonna do or how we've operated. It's a different thing to actually give them concrete examples of what we've done.
Yep,
Because what you've done speaks louder than what you say you're going to do,
absolutely.
right? So that's what I'm an advocate of in all of these discussions, because we can talk till we're blue in the face about what we're going to do. The public wants to know, okay, if you're gonna do that, why did you wait till now? Why didn't you do that a month ago or 3 months ago? And that's a good question,
And
and we have an answer.
Yeah.
But,
And you're gonna have several examples at the town hall meeting. You'll have several examples.
Right, I know.
Of this and this and this.
I just was gonna use this one tonight.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I'll be quiet.
All right. All right, let's move on. Approval of special meeting dates. So for superintendent interviews, so we need to really set two meetings next week is what I would prefer. One to look over the applications and then the next one to interview and make a decision. What works for everybody?
Well, I'm out of town on Monday, and I won't be back until sometime Tuesday afternoon, but I certainly can do anytime the rest of that week, but not Monday and Tuesday morning.
Could you join by phone on Monday?
I can join by phone on Monday.
I'd like to
could.
get it done
Okay.
ASAP.
Yeah,
You could
That-
I could
probably
do that. It
then
would
that
have-
You
was-
could probably
it would
do
have to
Tuesday,
be-
Wednesday.
It would have to be 5 o'clock.
I'd like
On
to
Monday?
get it done ASAP.
Hey, and Tuesday is a more important one because that's when
Yeah, I
we're
can,
making decisions. So-
Tuesday afternoon, I can be in person.
Okay, well, let's do I'm okay with the Monday, Tuesday. You
Yeah.
got-
B,
I'll make
are you okay with Monday,
5
Tuesday
o'clock
next week?
Monday?
Yeah, I'm okay, Monday or Tuesday.
So this will be in the district office, if you're okay with that?
This is gonna be 2 meetings, though. Okay.
Or Wednesday.
Okay.
Monday, 5 o'clock, and Tuesday, 5 o'clock as well, is that?
5 o'clock, I don't care about Tuesday, well, Tuesday afternoon, anytime after about 1:30.
Don't go on contract till 3:30 and then I have to drive from Grange.
Okay, so then we want to do it at 5 again?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday and Tuesday at 5 o'clock, B?
Sounds good.
Great.
Calendar?
No,
No.
no. So I'm gonna, you guys, I hate to be the bearer of, always seems like I'm the one that's always saying no. But the 24th is a day that you plan on interviewing the superintendents. So you want to call superintendents Monday night at 7 o'clock and ask them to be here on Tuesday at 5.
Yeah.
If you're
Yep.
interviewing anybody
Yes, I
that
do.
is not in this area, they will not make it here.
Okay, well, we can give them a heads up
That's a good
tonight,
point.
or
You
tomorrow.
might want to maybe just interview Wednesday, and then that gives them a day to travel if they need to
So
travel.
we do the initial,
Monday and then
and then
Wednesday.
that's fine with me and it makes
Okay.
sense.
Is that, I'm
Wednesday-
sorry, you
No, no,
guys,
that-
I
that-
know,
that-
I'm being
Monday and
logical.
Wednesday?
B,
Monday,
good with
Wednesday?
Monday, Wednesday?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
She's good. Monday, Wednesday sounds great. Let's do that.
5 o'clock.
5
Yes,
o'clock.
for
Okay.
both nights at the district office.
That sounds great.
You might want to look.
Good thing this is electronic, we'd all run out of ink.
There we go. There we
Now? Now I can go.
go. Where do we go?
She's ready to do the calendar.
Oh, okay.
She's ready to rock. and
Now, yes. 26, 27, school year calendar. Got a lot of feedback on this. This is great.
We have 2 options ready to go. I suppose if the board would like to look at other options, I am willing to do that. Usually school calendars are adopted in February, so we are a month behind already, which is how we got here in the first place. So we have gone through 4 drafts of this calendar with our staff. We've had steering committee meetings. There are lots of forms you have to fill out on the state website to determine if you have enough minutes and all of that kind of stuff. And so the one that was voted by the staff is this draft, and it was in everybody's board packet.
And that's this one that's non-numbered?
Non-numbered. This
Okay.
is the one that was. So I'll talk through why the changes that were made. And so I have this year and last year's calendar with me here, so I can talk about this. So one of the pieces of feedback that we received was that people did not want to go to the fair.
I mean, they wanted to go to the fair. They did not want to come to school instead of go to the fair. So that was one of the things that we worked on, was trying to push out so that we did not start the school year during the week of the fair or the week out. So the staff has to come in the week before and prepare. We do enrollment days. We have all of those kinds of activities, professional development, time in the classroom, open house, all that fun stuff that happens at the beginning of the school year. And in this calendar, the first day of school would then be on the 31st, I thought.
When is the fair? If you look at this calendar, what are the dates? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
19th through the 22nd?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And so, and then there's professional, these are flex days, so the teachers can come in and they have to get a certain amount of days in their classroom to get ready. And so this is what this calendar looked like. So I'm sure some of you may have noticed that this year we did not build any snow days in, and that did not work to our advantage, and it might continue to not work to our advantage, I don't know. So when we didn't build any snow days in, every time we take a day off, we have to make it up. And so there was a lot of comments today and questions about if we could just come to school on a Friday to make up for our minutes. The problem we face with that is that on the Friday that we had the makeup day, we had 112 absences at Grangeville High School, and our how we make money as a school from the State Department is based on attendance. And so when 112 out of 260 kids are absent, that is very difficult on the funding of a school district. So the Friday idea, I think, would be challenging for us to get regular attendance at school. We did receive some feedback about this, that it's a longer day for some kids. So if you look at this year, and I have this here, this year we go to school from, I believe, 8 until 3:20 at GEMS. Is that correct? Correct. Okay. So this calendar that I have up here right now, oops, I took the one that I was looking at, my bad. This calendar would keep us in school until 3:40. So it's 10 additional minutes at school.
20.
Oh, 3:20. 20 additional minutes at school. Sorry, wrong one. Now, I should say that we today spent a great deal of time calling other elementary schools in this state about what their hours are. And so Post Falls Elementary, this is K5, go from 7:55 until 3:40. Riggins goes from 8:08 till 3:55. Orfino is less. It goes from 7:55 to 3:20, which is more how we have been in the past. Bonner's Ferry is from 8 until 3:45. Cul-de-sac is from 8 until 3:30. Kamei is from 8 until 3:36. So at 3:40, we're not exceptionally longer than any other primary school that's a 4-day week. I'm not saying that we have to do this. I'm just saying I've done some research today to try to make sure. The other option that we have, and I'll put this up, is calendar number 2. And calendar number 2 has the elementary school getting out at 3:30, so 10 extra minutes a day, and we go 1 week into June.
Okay, I also did some research, and I had, in addition to the 11 emails we received today, I had about 10 other parents call me or text me privately to talk about this. I have my own personal concerns, but my two biggest points that I want to make are we doing what's best for the kids, or are we doing what's best for the adults? And I think that we all have to go back to why we are here. Our job as a school board member is to do what is best for our students and focus on student growth and achievement. Longer school hours does not always equate to better achievement. My other big point with this is that it's no secret that this school district has had trouble in the past with communication and building trust. We can't make this big change without getting input from the community. We have to be open, we have to be honest, we have to build up trust with our community again. So coming out today and saying, yep, we're gonna add 20 minutes to the school day, this is how it is, have fun, good luck, is not in our best interest, especially when we have a levy at stake. A couple points I want to make are that the common themes I've read in these emails today, in addition to my own thoughts that I have typed out here, longer days can lead to student fatigue, lower engagement, burnout, less time in the evening with family, long bus rides after school for kids, putting them home later at night. Some teenagers have jobs after school, and this is less time they will be able to work in their jobs. Middle and high school students will miss more instructional time when released early for extracurricular activities, and let's face it, we have bus trips that go to Priest River and Kellogg, and yesterday the track team left at 12:45 to go to Kamei, so that's 20 more minutes they're missing. Fewer school days. The one proposed calendar with the really long days has 139 student days compared to 145 this year. That's 6 fewer days where kids are in a safe environment, and where some of them are actually fed breakfast and lunch. Another point I have is that the school day ending at 3:55 for high school then pushes extracurricular time or extracurricular activities to start another 20 minutes later, putting kids home later at night from practice, and then they do homework and shower and don't have any time for their family. Post Falls, who you talked about, I also looked them up, and they are incidentally ranked #1 in Idaho for early literacy out of the schools who do a 4-day week, and they actually go to school 150 days, and we would be at 139. I am strongly against adding more time. I think we need to keep a current a calendar that is consistent with what we currently have, and we need to listen to our community members' input.
Are you suggesting that we put this, I mean, I guess I need some feedback on whether you want to just remove the calendar without a number from the options at all, and utilize the other calendar, which is just 10 additional minutes for elementary school? Is that too much additional minutes? I'm asking, like, what's the line? Is this, everything up here is not what you're hoping to see? 10 minutes is too much additional time, or no?
I think 10 minutes is still too much. I don't understand why we need to cut the school calendar shorter.
Well, we can go further into June, but the feedback we have gotten consistently is that they don't want to go to school during the week of the fair and so that is why we moved that one.
Okay. Well, and I know that when we moved to a 4-day school week, there was talk that teachers and board members knew that you can't have both. You can't have a short school year and 4-day weeks.
I would, and I think the interesting thing is that I was a little surprised, though, when we went to a 4-day week, that we did not increase the length of our day at that point in some ways for at least the older students. I think the other thing that we have going in Grangeville that you might not have in Post Falls or some bigger communities is that we run one bus system. So we have to hit that higher number, which is 940, I think, for juniors, for high school kids, and we have to use the same bus. So as soon as, so what we do now is we pick up the little kids earlier and then come pick up the high school kids later, and we go the opposite direction in the morning so that we can utilize a transportation system that way and not have kids be in the classroom longer. But it is 10 extra minutes a day, you're right. But it makes up for all the snow days. I mean, we have to do something. We're gonna either need to add more days to this year's calendar, which this calendar is the same. If you look at this, we finish the same day we do this year. This is this year's calendar, except for the 10 extra minutes and then we don't start during the fair with registration and everything, which we got so much negative feedback about having all of our registration during the week of the fair. And so we moved that forward. This calendar ends the same day we do now. So we can go further into June. That would be I'm not opposed to that. That's not what we've done before. But this calendar mimics this year, except it has the snow days in it because of the 10 minutes. So if you want to go into June 10th or 11th and we could have graduation on June 11th. That's something I can look at working on, but you're going to have to add, we have 21 hours built into this so that we can have 3 snow days, so we're going to have to at least go the whole next week of June, which I'm fine with. I'm just telling you your options.
Yeah, B, were you going to talk?
Oh, first I want to thank you and the team for doing all of this, because I know it's a lot, it's a major headache, and there was like 30 people on the committee, I think, something like that. The only thing I'd add is it would be nice to maybe have a school board member or a couple parent reps from each school. I know it's pretty big already.
I think, The reason that we were unable to do that is because we're a month late in getting our calendar adopted anyway, so we felt like we were a little under the gun.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe for next year we could do that, though. The thing is, I'm wondering if we could add a third option and maybe run it through a survey with only parents, like send it out through the parent portal and allow them to do one vote.
Or what if we did 2 options and did?
Well, we already have 2 options, but both of those are adding minutes. So it'd be nice to have a third option where we're not adding minutes.
So should we just remove option 1 with the 20 extra minutes and look for another option to compare with the second option? Does that seem like I'm asking?
Wondering if we couldn't, maybe people do really care about the summertime, and I think adding that as a third option would be good. You've done all that work already, so just adding as an option and seeing which ones they go with.
So are we looking for, I just want to clarify so I can make a calendar. I just also would say that this means we won't have a calendar ready to go out until almost May, which is
I'm
okay with that, I'm just telling
One
you.
of the 100 meetings we're having in the next 2
Yeah,
weeks?
I didn't get the
That's what I was
impression.
gonna suggest. Can we
I'd
just
ask
add
if
it
we-
to a meeting for next week?
I asked and she said we couldn't do that
Not
about,
for these 2 meetings, you do not want to do that.
I would love for us
I,
to.
I don't even think we should give people the option to have a 20-minute longer school day.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if you want that one off the table and just the 10-minute longer school day.
That's what I would recommend.
Yeah, only thing I was going to add, because I think I agree with most of the discussion, everything we've talked about is magnified in Whitebird. The kids aren't,
Yeah.
I mean, here in Grangeville, nobody's more than 10 or 15 minutes from the school. We've got students that are 45 minutes from the school. So they spend the time on the bus in the morning and in the afternoon. And I mean, you know, my grandkids have chores, and sometimes they're doing them, you know, like right now in the dark. So it's
Just to be clear, I could make another draft, an additional draft where we rotate those 3 days that are in the minutes. We can take those out and rotate them to the week of June 7th through June 10th. Maybe we would be done on that Wednesday. It's possible. I don't think that'd be that big a deal. And see if we can dial it back to the same hours we have now and just add 3 additional days at the end. Is that an option for the next draft?
Amanda, what day in August is the fair? I mean, it's been,
So the fair is the week of the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, right in there. It's the week before. So in the past, we've started school on that 24th. And what we have then on the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th is all the registration days where all the kids come in and they get there. And we got a lot of feedback last year that people were super unhappy that they had to come and register or come to the schools during the fair. It was one of the biggest complaints we got last year as a district. So we rotated everything ahead 1 week, which means registration would then be in the week of the 24, 25, 26, and then we would start school on the 31st is what we were looking to rotate that out.
right, but could you pick up 2 days on the 27th and 28th?
We don't attend school on the 28th, and we
that's right.
did create a calendar, just so you know, that had school on the 27th only, and that was voted down by every single person who looked at it. So we tried to add 1 day on the 27th. We called it a slow start. I know, well, let's try it.
I was just trying to look at possibilities.
And so we thought a slow start day might be good for littles, so they could come in and meet their teachers and have a nice day, but that was a big no. So that draft is not even in these drafts.
And we just need to get the certain amount of hours in for the
Correct.
school year. Does it matter how many days is like in teachers' contracts, how many there?
It does not matter. I mean,
just-
none
it's
of
all
that's
hourly.
gonna, it's fine. All of that is fine. We're not over, as long as we get the minutes, we're fine.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm gonna advocate for the teachers. You're welcome. Your teacher days, your teacher contract days do matter to the teachers.
They do. Well, because of their Percy.
Because of their Percy. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys have a set teacher contract days. How many days are those?
This year it is, well, they would be the same if we added the 3 and took the minutes off.
Yeah, you wanna keep your teacher contract days the same.
Because that is a big change. If you looked at the proposed calendar, option 1, number of teacher days, 165 versus this year, 173.5.
Yeah. Well, all those minutes, but
I
then there's
guarantee
also,
that's-
but also the minutes are, that's true, but also the minutes are on these Fridays for teachers, and they also are in the evenings for the parent-teacher conferences, so we're trying to wrap them in, because they haven't been very well delineated in our calendar before, so we're trying to make it so everyone knows when they have to be here.
Well, as a question, we have a school board meeting Monday, and then we have a school board meeting on Wednesday, right? Are those public meetings or executive
They
session?
will be 100% in executive session until you come out for 2 or 3 minutes to make your motions. I do not suggest those meetings.
Okay, I just thought if
When
we-
you're interviewing superintendents, you probably don't want a whole entire staff there.
Shall I just create another draft that has the same times but adds an additional week, and then send out some sort of a survey to parents and staff, or who do you want me to survey? Because I just want you to tell me exactly what you want. This has been a huge process, like lots of people.
Yeah, and I understand you've all spent a lot of time. Thank you. surveys open up a whole can of worms.
They do.
And I'm not a big fan.
So-
So I think we need to make a
I
decision as a
haven't
group.
said much.
Yeah.
I really feel like we ought to have a calendar in place by now. I feel like we ought to decide on a calendar out of the options that have been presented tonight. That said, I don't know the ins and outs of this to the degree where I'd feel comfortable making a motion to that effect. So, whatever we do, we're going to disappoint somebody, right? Somebody's ox is going to get gored on this thing, and we're here to take the hit for that, right?
Right, but we
So-
have to listen to input.
I agree. I just don't know how to parse the input in a way that says, here administratively are the things we need to accomplish as a school district, and here is the time out of which we're going to take that from the school, from all the patrons, from all the stakeholders.
Well-
Everybody who's involved with this school district is going to have a trade-off that we have to evaluate here on everybody's behalf. I just want to decide it tonight. I just don't know how to do it. So, asking for help.
My inclination is to table this until we get
I'm
some
happy to
additional-
make another draft,
I get
bring
that.
those two, not do a survey, and you guys can all look at it next month and decide which one of those two you want. It is no skin off my teeth to take this back and rotate 3 days into the next week, and you can decide it right at the next meeting. That's my job. I will happily
like
do
it.
that. Okay.
And it seems that people, the feedback is
keep
that
it
they
the
would rather
same.
have a longer school year and shorter days, right? That's what
I
we're
believe
going
that's what I'm hearing, and I didn't get as much as you did, but
And we're okay
I got a
with
bunch.
going
And
into
I've talked
June?
to several people, and I've had people call me, and most of them have been decidedly against, going with more time.
And can I just ask a brief question? Are these primarily elementary school, or are they high school as well?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Both.
I'll just
Both.
make another draft that rotates the snow days into the second week of June. I won't alter August, and we'll try to roll it back. See how many days I need to put into the second week based on the minutes that I pull back to the same start and stop times that we have now.
Thank you.
So we'll be wrapping up around June 11th? in that
I'm
scenario?
I don't think we have to change graduation because we calculated those, but I think I will change graduation to the 4th, like it is this year, and then rotate the rest of the students into the following week.
Would it be possible to do a 2-year calendar?
It would be possible to do a 2-year calendar if you would like me to work on that before next meeting. I think it would be better if we didn't do this every year, so if that's
What'd you
what
say,
you would
Bea?
like, I would be happy to work on a 2-year calendar.
Going on. I think that's a lot.
Right.
I think getting
Okay.
the calendar out earlier would be good, but I don't think she needs to come up with 2.
Yeah.
She's got deconsolidation and end of year, and there's so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
No action, and I will create 2 new drafts, and I will try to get those out to you as soon as I can, just for you guys to look at them. I'll send them out individually in email, and we'll go from there.
And can we make sure they get to the public?
We just decided not to do that, so I need to be redirected if that is what you want. I was just told we were not gonna do that.
This is kind of the biggest deal. I feel like I want transparency. I want people, if they want to send 100 emails, I don't care. I'll read them and I don't know.
Will we then be asking me to make another calendar at the end of that? Or are you only going to take the feedback where they vote between those two? Because
I don't know how many years we did the calendar, and it would get posted and then somebody would find an error with it and we'd have to amend it because enough eyes weren't on it. I know you did 30 people.
Go ahead.
I feel like the parents should
maybe the board wants to work on a calendar with me. I don't know. I'm just saying I've had lots and lots of hours. I bet there's probably 60 to 70 man hours on the calendar. So
At this point in time, do we want, obviously this is an uproar in the community.
Correct.
Do we want to go back to the way we've been operating for the last 10 years or whatever? And start during the fair, and then next year we can change it? Is that
I-
is that a possibility? So we're not
The
changing
number of
hardly
complaints
anything?
I got during the fair was more than the number of complaints you're describing to me today.
Okay.
It was astronomical.
We're keeping that change though, correct? In this new one?
Well, are we? We don't, I mean, this is.
You just
there's
tell
a-
me what you want me to do.
I thought you said you were leaving August alone and extending to June.
That is what I said, but I'm just asking, that was what I said, but I'm,
So Amanda, how many,
Yes.
how many days, I'm looking at, I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong one, but I'm looking at this and it says the last day of school here is the 27th.
This is the first one she sent us
Okay,
that's
the
long,
20
20 minutes longer. This is the second one that's 10 minutes longer.
Right.
So actually, the feedback I'd like from the board is would you prefer to start earlier in August? Or would you like to extend into June? That's what we need to direct her
I
to
think
do.
we need to hear from the public, but I'm good with going to June. I'm just asking if our last day of school under option 2 is the 27th of May, how many days do we have to go? Because if we went, said the 27th, Memorial Day's on the 31st, so we'd have basically 4 days,
So can I?
3 days in June.
Right.
It's not based on the days, it's based on the minutes. Is
Right.
what the state requires. It's not based on the days.
So when would we have to go to? Would it be
we're
the
going to have to
11th?
go at least until the 9th, at least until the 9th of June, which is not the end of the world. We can do fine, it's fine. I just want you to tell me, are we good with August? Can I leave August alone?
Yes.
August is okay.
Can we move to June, and I will take the snow days that I added in minutes and put them on the end of the year, and then we will have a longer calendar without longer days, and we can choose, we'll get rid of the one that added 20 minutes, we'll have a 10-minute longer day, or no longer of days that goes into the second week of June.
There we go. So you
Yes.
guys are okay
Yes.
with that?
Yes.
So we're-
And
Do you want me to send it out in a survey?
I say no.
No.
Okay.
I don't think we need to send it out in a survey. I think we just need to post it publicly as an example of what we're looking at,
Well, we have-
proposal.
We have one
That's
other.
gonna cause more problems than a survey.
We have one other option, which is if we're going to approve this in the next board meeting, we have public comment periods in the beginning of the next board meeting. Why don't we allow that and encourage the public to come, and they can all comment during our comment period, and that way, before we vote, we'll know, really get the feel for those who come.
I cannot anticipate that there would be that much disagreement with us extending it like it is now and leaving the times or not. Those are those are options that match up with this year. We could probably get people to pick one of those two and come to public comment, and they can always email you like they did today,
Yes, I
or they
think-
can email me, and I answer all of those. So I think it's a good option just to reach out if they have communications about those.
I agree. 2 options, the next meeting from you, and I'm happy to come hang out and help you.
It's not difficult if we're just rotating 3
Okay.
days, but if we
Okay.
start
No.
moving things in every
Simple.
direction, then we have to fill out all these state calendars and submit them, and it counts the minutes, and it's a little arduous, actually.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to hate me, but one more thing. Don't roll your eyes. I know. I'm just kidding.
You can't see us,
I know. I can see you through here. Anyway, we also, I think, need to look at, I know the elementary school is over on their time.
They are not. And in fact, that is why we had to make up the time, is because our grades, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 did not have enough minutes in their day right now to not have to make up that snow day. And so, no, we are not over on our time.
What about K5?
They will always be over because we share one
K6.
system of buses.
I was just wondering, those teachers have a lot of prep. Like, do we end those, the kids having to come to school? Like, do we end their year a little bit?
I do not recommend we change that right now, because then we're going to
I'm
have to
just
change
saying,
our
like, next year,
contracts and
yeah.
our pay, and I think that's a bigger discussion that you might want to engage in as a board before I
Well,
take
yeah,
over.
the teachers would still those teachers would still come to school because they have more cleanup, more, more things to.
I'm
clean
gonna
up, but-
guess that if you asked the high school teachers if they were happy to let the elementary school teachers stop teaching before they did, it might not go over super smoothly. I'm just saying that out loud.
Okay.
So
Are we okay?
We're having kids go longer than they need to for,
I don't want to overeducate our kids. That would be terrible,
That would
wouldn't
be a
it?
tragedy of epic proportions. In addition, I would recommend, and I've discussed this openly before, that we would maybe have it so kindergartners, not all kindergartners go full days at first, so we have a slow start so that we can get some behavior management under control at gyms, and we can teach kids how to be students. So we will already lose some hours there.
Okay. We're okay, we can kind of move forward.
Do a no action, please,
No action,
and
and
I'll put it on next.
you're okay with moving from that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no action. Approval of independent contractor agreement, school board clerk, because she's just working for Rangeville at this time. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the independent contractor agreement for our school board clerk through June 30th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of out-of-state travel.
Move to approve the out-of-state travel.
Is this
You want to say what
working?
it is?
Out-of-state travel is a BPA Nationals. It will be in May, and it is in Florida, I believe, so this is just approval. Nashville this time, Nashville, Tennessee. So that's where they're going to do their competition.
I thought you made a motion.
Name a motion?
I tried
thought you
to.
did.
I second
Do we have a
it.
second?
A second?
Any further discussion?
How about a question? I want, what is the cost involved?
It doesn't cost us anything. That is all fundraised by the BPA.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep,
All in favor?
Wait, who seconded? Thank you.
aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Policy 8705.
I just would like some direction on the concealed firearms.
Okay,
I've been
thanks, Bea.
reached out to by
Bye.
the company you guys hired, which is, I think, AFD.
B's out.
B's out again? Okay.
AFD is who you guys decided to hire to do the firearms training. And they reached out to me and had some problems with our policy, and felt like it was difficult to work within. I don't know if that's something you want to revisit. Are you still wanting me to have AFD come in and talk to our staff about being carriers? What is the direction of this board as we move forward on this? They would like to come in and at a staff meeting and speak to the staff. How do you feel about that?
Any comments?
I would like to hear from AFD as a board, just
Okay.
as to what concerns they have about the policy.
Yeah,
They have-
that would-
Are you
I
saying they
agree
have
with that.
concerns?
They definitely have concerns about our policy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we should probably
Yeah,
correct that.
Okay,
That'd
so
be great.
I'm gonna invite them to come in and speak to you.
That would be great on our
Okay.
next board.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a no action on this, if you're okay with that, and put them on April's?
Yes, please. Do you mind if in the interim, if they have time, they can come speak to the staff about what it is to be a carrier? Or do you want us to wait till the policy gets amended?
I'm okay with that, but what are you guys?
I'm okay with that.
yeah, I am too.
Also, one little clerical error in that policy, Tracy.
Oh, I don't do the, I don't.
Tell me and I'll tell
Yep,
Charity.
Charity does it.
So first it talks about Grangeville School District, and then later it talks about Mountain View School
see
District.
that.
So just get that changed, please.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And moving on to approval of policies, Series 6000.
You have new ones I dropped off for the 7,000 series.
So before
We'll
we
address the
can,
Yeah, I
6,000
got it
first.
right here.
but
6,000. I don't have anything to speak about to the 6,000s. They're great.
Did you have anything?
Any issues with the 6,000 series?
I did not.
We're good. Then I'll entertain a motion.
No, I just need one full motion.
Wait, did you have any?
I just had a question. On policy 7400,
Oh.
about after bids and contracts, it talks about price to be reasonable by comparison. Now, what does that mean? I mean, that's kind of ambiguous.
I
Would you
think,
like that reworded?
Well, I don't know. What is it? Does that mean we have to get bids and have comparison bids? Or does it mean that they can make a phone call and talk to a contractor and say, oh, your price is this, and
Well, if
The-
we go through,
I mean, I just don't know how that works. Seems ambiguous. No, it's not.
We
Okay.
go through a formal bid process, and we collect the bids, and we open them up in front of the public, and we have that whole conversation. If we do a
Okay.
formal bid, that would be that process. I think this speaks more to like the situation we had today, where we had two fence companies, and we had a discussion about the slight differences and why those costs were different. We opted for the more expensive one. They are reasonably close in cost, so I
Right.
think that speaks to that.
This one, this actually, when you read this applies to micro purchases, not the normal bid process.
Okay.
So,
Is this 7,400 you want to look at?
yeah, 7,400,
So are you
It's like-
looking at the one I gave you tonight? The brand
I
new-
don't,
No, those are down here.
All, no,
I know, I got a bunch of
think
different
that's what these
copies, so I'm not sure,
I
but
gave you,
this is the one I read.
okay, so the 7,000 series, I gave you all brand new ones tonight from Charity that Charity had to get rewording from the state.
Would you like mine? It has red writing,
It
okay.
has
The
red
language,
writing
the
on
language
it.
in 7,400 is still the same,
Okay,
but,
Oh, he's got it.
okay.
Would you like to have a second reading on that one then?
well, I don't know, I mean, I just want to, I think somebody needs guidance when, if they're going to do that, what does it mean by price by comparison if we're not going to bid it, because it's a micro bid? So it seems to me if it's a micro bid under 15,000, they should be able to, use their discretion. But it says there they have to get a bid. It says, consider the price to be reasonable by comparison. Comparison to what? To another bid? Or do they have to bid it? Or is it an exception to the overall bid policy? That's all I'm asking. I just don't know what that means. I know what it says, but
We can get clarification on this and bring this policy specifically back next month for a second reading.
okay,
Okay.
Okay, so which number is that?
7,400.
7,400.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a strike through on it.
She's
I'll just do
gonna,
a strike through.
so we'll look at it again
Yeah,
next time.
yeah, right, that's fine.
Are you good with the policy, the procurement methods and P2, P3 under the same policy, or do you want all those to be held? I don't know if we should adopt the procedure
No,
for a policy. We haven't. So I think we should hold all of those.
Okay,
Okay.
7,000 series.
7,400 P2, 7,400 P3 should all be held until we get clarification on 7,400.
I make a motion that we approve Series 6,000 and 8,000.
What about the 1 and 7? So I did strike through, so you can approve the policies, because I struck through them.
Oh,
Yeah.
and 7,407.
You don't want 7407 either, or do you?
Oh, I thought we were going to approve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're okay with that?
So there are 3 that are held
Yep, I got 'em
for
struck
next
through.
time. Are you okay with that?
yeah, I am.
Okay.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that is it. So we can move on to public discussion. Have 10 minutes. Does anybody have anything to say? We talked a lot about calendars tonight.
I know some of you are here for the, for the calendaring. Now's your chance.
I'll say something.
Yeah.
My name's Nancy Rambo, I'm a third grade teacher at GEMS, and Melissa, thank you for, I don't know if you can tell me really, but I appreciated your comments. As a third grade teacher, that end of the day is difficult, and so I appreciate you doing that research, and I'm not saying it's too difficult, right? I'm just saying their attention span is not the same as in the morning. So I appreciate those comments and that research that you did, and also for you, Amanda, thank you for doing all of that work. I didn't know that there were that many hours into it. I just thought it was like, I didn't know. So I appreciate your work as well, and just the togetherness of like thinking about who really are we trying to service here, which is the kids. And I know as a teacher, I appreciate the other comments made, but my goal is to give those kids the best education they can get. And I don't know, I would like to see feedback on that, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Tiffany
Right.
Shirts. I'm a business owner that has a lot to do with kids here in town. And I just want to maybe address the not seeking any public input portion of that discussion. For example, we have dance classes that start at 4 p.m. right now. So we are going to have to put, if school goes later, that's with your current release time, it's already a tight turnaround, right? So that's going to push those classes back. That affects, we have high school kids who are assisting, learning how to teach dance, learning how to become something like that. That's going to affect them. I think it's more than just, I know it opens a can of worms, but as a business owner, and I think sometimes you have to put on that hat, that feedback is important. And it's difficult to sort through and sift through, but I think it's important. I think that especially when you're asking parents to, and people in a community, whether they have children enrolled or not, to support a levy, you really got to take that into consideration as well, that there are effects on business owners like myself. I would imagine cash and carry would have to adapt their kids that work after school, commuters, anywhere that kids are working after school will be very much affected, or participating in any after school activities. A difference in start time and a difference in days that they're in school would have a big impact on those schedules. So while I know it opens a can of worms, I think that it's important to get that public feedback so that you're getting full support from your community.
Yeah, that was one of the points I brought up. I don't know if you were here during that time. Okay.
Yeah. And I think next year we're going to address this on a deeper level, right?
It would be great if we could address it back in like February when we should,
Yeah,
and then we could have like real good discussions. But when I get the and so I'm under the gun with the state, just so we're aware. So when I came on in the end of January, we really should have already had a calendar that was out for people, but we did not. So I'm just trying to get us caught up on a lot of different things, so.
If I remember right, in the discussion, sports would still start at 4. They wouldn't start at 4.
I don't know how you're going to get a kid out of class at 3:55 and to the track by 4 o'clock.
We had talked about sports starting at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know that, I mean, obviously, it would still take the turnaround time to get your clothes changed to go up there, but the idea of when sports can start, it already starts at 4 or 5. I didn't see that being an issue as to when we could start our sports, to be honest. We would just have to talk about the negotiated agreement and how that works, and give some teachers some leeway and coaches some leeway. So I didn't think it would be a huge change. I do think you were correct when you mentioned that if kids leave for long distance trips, they would miss additional time. That is absolutely true, and I already have been working very hard to try to reduce the amount of time kids are gone to sporting events. So that has been already an aim of mine for the last 2 years, just as at the high school. So
I could put mom hat on for a second. Last year we graduated June.
we have to sit
You better remember.
This year it's an assurance.
And then elementary went the rest of the next week,
It's an
right?
assurance.
And because my kid graduated
Yes, as a new
June
district,
5th or
we have a
whatever,
whole bunch of shit.
that was,
Yes,
he
I would
missed
love
3
you to
weeks
help
of
me.
work
Okay.
as a high school graduate that he couldn't go work for forest service. So that, I mean, that's part of it too, and that was some of the feedback that I heard, that graduation was on Thursday. A lot of people had to work, we had to work Friday, I think, or was graduation Friday, I can't remember, you would.
Well, yeah.
Okay, last year.
Yep, and this year we made that a PD day, so people who have to work and can come and help, so all the teachers can help instead of the people who are just here.
So I was just saying that it was really hard as a graduating, like, family party, go back to school on Monday, and our attendance was down that week.
The problem is so what you're asking, I'm just trying to understand, like, you want us to move graduation a week out?
No, I'm saying feedback last year when graduation was on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then
Graduation was on Friday.
Then we had school the next week.
No, yes, that's typical. This is the first year we haven't done that.
Right.
In all of my time in this town, and it's a lot of years, we have always gone to school longer. This is the first year we will end everybody on the same day.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's a mom feedback.
You want to go back to that, or you like what it is this year?
I like what it is this year, graduation and
I
all that.
don't think that will be possible if we add those 3 days, but
I understand.
okay.
That was just a parent feedback, not a Miss Carla feedback.
And so that will be how it is on the one that we have in the packet, but it wouldn't be how it is on the new adapted one. That would be a difference.
Do we have to have 3 additional days? Can we do like 2?
We will need to have, we should have 3. That's just a good number.
I just didn't know.
No, I think that's why.
I think this gentleman in the back had his hand up.
Jason.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 3 things. Jason Weber. I'll second Megan's thank you for, and to Shirley's point, And to Melissa's point, thank you for trying to build trust. To Andrew's point on, we're not gonna make everyone happy, but I think the board and Superintendent Bush, you can get the deliberation that it's you're caring. It's not like you're not trying to listen to the group, and this is a hard, someone's not gonna be happy, no matter what happens. So thank you for building trust, trying to balance this. 2 more things. If you're doing 1-minute meetings or videos, is there any way Trustee Farmer can do a 45-minute meeting on the audit breakdown on video prior to April 18th?
I'd watch that, Blue.
So just a thought.
Okay.
Movie star.
However,
For
the
sure.
last thing was,
For sure.
I know that a lot of our levy funding is earmarked and not a lot of fungibility's fickle and when we're looking at it, but when you talk about $25,000 repairs or at CV, a $34,000 conduit and a $15,000 breaker box so they can have baseball lights, or $18,000 to paint their new gym lines, those aren't fake sale numbers to run sports programs and co-curricular activities. You can do that on a season basis or every year, but Miss Carla doesn't have a nice room down there to sing in if we don't have infrastructure. So that's more than just the funding for it this year. Infrastructurally, thank you for managing that board.
Thank you.
I would just comment that surveys are really fickle. You never get the demographic that you're actually trying to hit. Most people don't see them when they're posted. The people who do, anyways, I could go on. The point is, effective community input is only really comes by polling. Yes, no, or multiple choice answers. So you don't have to sift through answers, and so people can do it on their phones. So if you want like an effective way to get a lot of input and have it easily reviewable,
Yeah.
you would put out a poll and you would only make it available for 3 days, and you would make it publicly easily accessible to the public.
Would that be something
there-
we could use, Parent Squared, so we got our parents? I know that won't hit the business, and I did hear what you were saying. I'm not sure how to hit businesses and get input on that, but I do want to get the people that it matters to. I really do. So I want to get people to have some feedback. The other thing is that, and this is just to this, is that even when we sent this out to the teachers, and we did a second whole round and we sent it out to the teachers, we had 32 out of all the staff. That's all that responded, but there's a lot of people that are unhappy. So that it's difficult for us to make decisions when only 32 out of 100 people even take the survey of staff. So I want to find a way where we can get the people to give us feedback and have some sort of, I don't know. I'm open for ideas.
I've been listening to kind of a podcast, and this lady gave the example of a barrel of apples. And if you have a barrel of green apples, but there's a red one in there, people will always pick the red apple, even if there's only one red apple. So I'm just curious, as a community, or what can you do to help the community see the red apple? There's so much information, so many tasks that the kids and the parents are involved with. So how do you point out the really pertinent information that needs to be looked at by the community? Like, what's the most crucial stuff? Because we're inundated with so much information. How do you point out, hey, this is a red apple, what do you think about it?
I don't know if Parent Squared is the answer. It's a more direct line, but that still doesn't get me to businesses who don't have kids. So I'm not sure if maybe both I don't know. I'll have to do some thinking on this, but I'm not done thinking about it. If anybody has any suggestions, my email is busha@sd244.org, and I'm always happy to have anybody talk to me, call me, ask me. I answer. I try my best. Come in and tell me what your concerns are, and I will listen. If you give me a little warning you're coming so I know which office to go to, but I will be happy to talk to anyone about anything. Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Didn't stay.
Favor? Aye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.